Sanji. Blackfoot Sanji, Vin Smoke Sanji, as his wanted poster said after they found him. And they being Capone Benjamin, the Big Mom Pirate, associate as he was. He said, Sanji, you're to marry Pudding, Big Mom's, daughter, and unite the two, your family and hers, through marriage. And he's like, I'll do it because I don't want my crew to be, fucked with. I'm basically essentially leaving the crew, but I'm doing it because I don't want my captain to fight against Big Mom. She's an emperor. He's not. That's a headache that Luffy don't have to deal with anymore because I'm handling it. If I'm marrying, the daughter of Big Mom, I can tell her to, leave Luffy the fuck alone. Is what Sanji's thinking was going into it. So he went with them. He then had to fight against his father. His father, he was like, no, they ended up bullying him still. They fucked his face up and then they put this like fake mask on him. So like it looked like nothing happened. But Sanji was there and he was like, okay, Pudding is not a bad looking girl. This can't be that bad. He overheard her talking about shooting him in the head. And he was like, damn, I'm basically going to get married to a girl who wants to kill me. I don't want to leave the Triads, He ended up kicking Luffy in the face, a couple times, hitting him with one of his attacks, like not holding back either, to let Luffy know I'm done. But Luffy knew what was really going on. He wasn't going to leave there without Sanji. He needs to eat, and he's been a part of the crew that long. He ain't gonna leave his crew member like that. Sanji, it took a while for Sanji to realize some things, and he was like, yeah, this is Luffy, and he ain't gonna leave without me. He ended up, not marrying Pudding, but almost marrying her. He then had to cook a cake. This cake needs cooked for Big Mom, so she don't wreck shit and destroy her place and destroy everybody else in the process. He cooked the best cake he ever cooked in his life that day. Sent it to Big Mom and got back to the Triads. Re-cemented his spot as the left-hand man of Triad Luffy. But guess what? Sanji's strength is 87. 88 for his speed and 86 for his durability. 86 for his endurance and 84 for his intelligence. 87 for his experience, 88 for his close skills, 82 for his range skills, 86 for his Riku. Hacks are at 88%, so Sanji's at 86.2. And Whole Cake Island, be cool, corner.